As we've discussed earlier, we are addicted to people because we feel a void inside us. We feel an inadequacy within us, and when that person pays us that special attention, appreciation, temporarily that inadequacy is salvaged. It's like we are putting a balm over it. But this is only a temporary solution, because the more I get dependent on this person, the more it's like trying to quench my thirst with salt water. The more I drink of it, the thirstier I remain. So I need to redirect my life energies from a movement of constantly trying to get this person's attention and appreciation to filling my voids from inside me. As Rumi says, lifetime after lifetime, I tried to quench my thirst at outer fonts and remained thirsty. Now at last I drink from within and my thirst is quenched. I was working with one young girl who was suffering from this addiction to her boyfriend, and after a lot of work, she came to a point where she said, I'm actually grateful to this person because although I've suffered so much, he's been my greatest teacher. If he hadn't given me all the pain he had, I wouldn't have come home to what I have today. Now, even if my relationship with him doesn't work and I'm entering relationships with others, I'm always on my guard to not get too needy, to not put all my eggs in that one basket of wanting attention from this person only. A personal sharing. Earlier, I lived with constant inadequacy. Although I was a high achiever on every front, achievement was never enough to make me feel adequate. What brought me to adequacy was when I started practicing yoga, I experienced such beautiful mind-body states that I started respecting myself for being an organism that is capable of experiencing this kind of beauty. So it was not all the doing that brought me self-worth. I found my self-worth in discovering being, and that's what each one of you can really do. So, in his book, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle tells us a beautiful story. I'll read it because he's put it in very beautiful words. A beggar had been sitting by the side of a road for 30 years. One day a stranger walked by. Spare some change, mumbled the beggar, mechanically holding out his old baseball cap. I have nothing to give you, said the stranger. Then he asked, What's that you're sitting on? Nothing, replied the beggar, just an old box. I've been sitting on it for as long as I can remember. Ever looked inside? Asked the stranger. No, said the beggar, what's the point? There's nothing in there. Have a look inside, insisted the stranger. The beggar managed to pry open the lid. With astonishment, disbelief, and elation, he saw that the box was filled with gold. I am that stranger who has nothing to give you and who is telling you to look inside, not inside any box as in the parable, but somewhere even closer inside yourself. But I'm not a beggar, I can hear you say. Those who have not found their true wealth, which is the radiant joy of being and the deep, unshakable peace that comes with it, are beggars, even if they have great material wealth. They are looking outside for scraps of pleasure or fulfillment, for validation, security, or love, while they have a treasure within that not only includes all those things but is infinitely greater than anything the world can offer. Sri Aurobindo says it beautifully. Across the cosmic field, through narrow lanes, asking a scanty dole from fortune's hands, and garbed in a beggar's robes, there walks the one. Each of us is that one, that ultimate one, thinking we are beggars and begging the outside for validation. So, let's do a small meditation that can help you to discover this gold inside. This is a meditation highly recommended by the mother. In fact, I'll be using her words to take you through it. So sit tall. Put your right hand over your heart center, center of your chest. Nothing to do with the physical organ heart, but the heart of your consciousness, the seat of self. Put the left palm over it. First, feel your breath, the chest expanding and softening. Then take your awareness behind where your palms touch the chest, center of the chest. And now Mother's words. Follow it as I read out her words. The central process is to direct inward our consciousness, which is normally turned outwards. For going within, you must sit comfortably or lie down. Gather and bring back all the threads of your consciousness which are tied up to all the people and things around you. All that you think of, all that you want to do, etc., etc. Once this is done, you focus your attention inside yourself, deep inside your chest, and you concentrate there until you reach a state of peace and immobility. You may not succeed the first time, but you will try again and again until you succeed. In the state of quiet and silent immobility, you will be in contact with your soul, unite with it, and feel free. So plunge your awareness inwards and breathe. If it helps you, visualize your highest reverence at the heart center or the image of a sun, and keep looking at it as you take long, slow breaths. Inhaling, letting the chest expand around that image or that feel. If you're a visual person, an image will help. If you're a tactile person, you'll find a feel in your heart, like a deep peace or a smile within. Feeling that, breathe in and out. Right now, just take 3 breaths like this. But in your own time, feel free to take 24 breaths when you can sustain that 54. A personal sharing, once when I was going through a period of great anxiety because I was anxious about a person I cared for deeply. It was like a dark cloud sitting on my head all the time, and something within me guided me to take 108 breaths in the heart like this. I was amazed. At the end of 108 breaths, the anxiety was completely gone. But within half an hour, 45 minutes, the anxiety would come back. So for 3 days, every 2 hours, I would take 108 breaths in my heart. At the end of the 3 days, the anxiety was gone, and as I've said earlier, once my inside shifts, my outside also shifted, the situation was taken care of. So do try it. You'll really find fabulous results with it. Namaste.